project. A temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product, service, or result. Management. PM characteristics. 1. Management is goal-oriented process. 2. Multidimensional. 3. A continuous process. 4. Group activity. 5. Dynamic function. 6. Intangible force. Knowledge areas. Scope management, time management, cost management, stakeholder management, human resource management, communication management, procurement management, risk management, quality management, integration management. Project management. Checking, planning, organizing, motivating and controlling resources to achieve specific goals. Application of knowledge, skills, tools and techniques to protect activities to meet or exceed stakeholders' expectations while using resources efficiently and effectively. Project lifecycle. Defines the phases that connects the beginning of a project to its end. A project is unique details, raw material extraction and processing, project manufacturing, distribution, use, end of life, recycle, remanufacture, reuse, superuse. Direct cost. Energy, materials, labor, time, other resources. Indirect cost and overheads. Waste, environmental damage, land use, social issues, other effects. Project phases summary. Initiation. Requirements, scope, duration, start, location, budget, people involved, client, owner, consultant, PM. Design phase. Requirements, details, conceptual art, drawing, equipment, materials, technical issues, drawings, materials, specs, people involved, consultant, owner. Planning phase. Requirements, scheduling, plan, people involved, art, civil engineer, mechanical and electrical, PM. Bidding phase. Requirements, formal contract documents, contractor appointing, municipality approval, people involved, owner, consultant, PM. Execution phase. Requirements, monitoring and control for activities and processes, procurement, progress, completion, payment, people involved, owner, supervision, consultant, contractor, PM. Closing phase. Requirements, warranty period, maintenance, lessons learned, as-built drawings, checklist, people involved, owner, supervision, consultant, contractor, PM. Projects. Performed by people, constrained by limited resources, planned, executed and controlled, temporary, unique. Operations. Performed by people, constrained by limited resources, planned, executed and controlled, ongoing, repetitive. Primary objectives. Time, quality, cost. Secondary objectives. Flexibility, sustainability, cost, risk, responsibility, certainty, complexity. Relation between primary and secondary objectives. Time, flexibility, sustainability, cost, risk, responsibility, quality, certainty, complexity. PM triple constraints. Time, cost, scope. Frederick Taylor analyzed work patterns and behavior and found out that better methods can increase the productivity. Henry Gand studied the order of work operations in great detail, developed charts which details the progress in large projects, charts used ever since. Project Management Institute. 1969 launched to promote project management as its own profession, advocacy for the profession, setting professional standards, conducting research, providing access to info and resources. 260,000 members, 171 countries. PM certifications. Associate in Project Management Professional. Construction project characteristics. 1. Define goal. 2. Specific tasks not routinely performed. 3. A defined beginning and end. 4. Define deliverables. 5. Resources being consumed. Iterative nature of a project. Decision making. Important to get good advice early in the project initiation phase. Progression. Engineering. Heavy or horizontal construction. Highway, railroad, bridges, utility, dams. Industrial. Emphasis on production project requires a unique team to plan, design, construct and maintain the project. By use. Residential building construction, commercial and institutional construction, infrastructure and heavy construction, industrial construction, environmental construction. Categories of construction projects. By size, by ownership, by scope. Residential construction. Industrial projects. Commercial buildings. Infrastructure and heavy construction. Environmental construction. Dealing with projects that improve the environment includes sanitary sewers, waste management and clean water. Management process. 1. Clear goals. 2. Problem solving, investigations to come to solutions, constant communication. 3. Develop a detailed plan, lays out tasks, establishes resources, budget and schedule parameters. 4. Control the project, mobilize contractors, suppliers and vendors and evaluate their progress. Hierarchy. Owner contractor greater than PM greater than onsite greater than tech greater than mech consultant. Managing a project includes identifying the requirements, establishing clear and achievable objectives, balancing the competing demands for quality, scope, time, and cost, adapting specifications, plans, and concerns of the stakeholders. Stakeholder. Project manager, customer, performing organization, sponsor team, internal, external, and user, society, citizens. Project management team must identify stakeholders, determine their needs and expectations, manage and influence those expectations. Program management office. Organization under which projects can be centralized and coordinated. Meeting stakeholders' objectives. Kickoff. Contract signing. Project phases. Program phase, design phase, procurement phase, production phase. Program phase. Client has an idea about the project and analyses conditions for its execution. Design phase. Architects and engineers produce construction drawings according to the client's requirements. Procurement phase. The client appoints the contractor to carry out the project. Depending on the form of contract, it follows either the program phase or the design phase. Production phase. Finally, the contractor executes the job, overviews the different models existing, example for duties as per contractor's responsibilities throughout project timeline. Risk factors. Planning components. What? Scope. How much? Budget. Who? OBS. How? WBS. When? Schedule. Commencement date. Start day on site. Benefits of work breakdown structure. Organizational breakdown structure. Work breakdown structure. WBS Sample. Construction of a house, internal greater than electrical greater than plumbing, foundation greater than excavate greater than steel erection, external greater than masonry work greater than building finishes. OBS Sample. Project team, project development, procurement, production, engineering, design greater than process greater than automation greater than electrical greater than mechanical, cut pipe services, engineering, senior engineer 1, senior engineer 2. Roles for construction. Design phase outputs. Designed using a computer kit, project phases optimized through BIM. Consultant roles. Testing laboratories, surveyors, public relations, reporting, quality control, project managers, etc. can be all over. Construction roles. Project managers, construction contractors, material suppliers, equipment suppliers, labor. State roles. Department of Environmental Protection, Department of Transportation, State Inspector General. Local roles. Building development, fire and police. Citizen roles. Conservation Law Foundation, Historic Review Commission. Designer roles. Civil engineers, transportation engineers, architects, graphic designers. Owner. The party that will pay the bills as well as receive the ultimate benefits of the finished project can be individual seeking a home, organization, municipality, developer. Responsibilities: determine scope, schedule and budget, takes advice from consultant. 2 categories: public, private. Public owner. Owner representative. Private owners. Any individual, partnership, corporation or institution that builds a project for its own use or for resale have much more freedom. Invite designers to compete for their project. Homes, shopping malls, hospitals, universities includes homeowner, multinational companies, developers. Facility managers. Most common owner representative, found in large organizations and institutions like schools, universities and hospitals. Job is to understand the goals and objectives of their organization and ensure that facilities are planned to support them. Outside consultants. Small organizations without large in-house departments often hire consultants. Design professionals. Architects, architecture, drafters, specification writers, interior designers, landscape arch engineers, structural engineers, mechanical engineers, electrical engineers, civil engineers, surveyors. Leader for the design. Civil engineers. Determine project location on a site by studying the subsurface soil conditions and the topography of the land. Design roads, bridges, tunnels, parking lots, stormwater drainage and sewage treatment plants. Structural engineers. Calculate the deflections, foundation sizes, beam thickness and strength of floor slabs. Ensure that building can withstand forces of wind and seismic gravity. Surveyors, mechanical engineers, electrical engineers. Contract types. Single fixed price, unit price, contract cost plus a fee. Constructors. Estimators, schedulers, purchasing agents, party who brings together all the different elements of the construction process into single concentrated effort, responsible for the interpretation of the contract documents and physical construction of the project. Contracts. An agreement between 2 or more parties representing a promise which one person agrees to perform a specific task or provide goods or a service to another in exchange for something in return. Classification of contractors. Prime general, responsible for construction of entire project. Subcontractor, specialty, responsible for construction of a limited aspect such as plumbing, heating, electrical, etc. Professional construction management services. When constructors are hired earlier and asked to provide technical, cost and scheduling advice to the owner, constructor acts as a constructing consultant. OBS. Owner initiates contract with prime contractor signs with first-tier subcontractors contractors sign with second-tier subcontractors owner prime contractor greater than concrete greater than electrical greater than steel erection greater than mechanical sprinklers plumbing. Risk categories. 1. The work environment. 2. Technical complexity. 3. The process. 4. Owner organization. Estimators. Work with design drawings and prepare a list of completed job costs. Need to understand construction process detail-oriented and well-organized knowledge about costs for labor, materials, and equipment. Estimating is a computerized activity. Scheduler. Purchasing agents. Procurement buys subcontracts. One's job is one negotiates to get best price while making sure all contract requirements met. Understand building materials, prices, and construction process. Have broad business sense. Persuasive. Material vendors. Ensure materials needed arrive to project site on time in correct form. Equipment manufacturers. Equipment may be purchased or rented. Financial institutions. Determine where the money will come from and terms and conditions of funding. Government officials. Involved early in project with respect to zoning approvals and issuing building permits. Insurance. Property insurance to owner, liability insurance to designers, bonding insurance to constructor. Lawyers advise clients on ways to minimize liability and risk. The process. Owner organization. X. Sophistication, organizational structure, decision-making. Sophisticated organizations with a past project experience, a committed project team and an empowered decision-maker will be able to handle project risks better than unsophisticated owners. The work environment. Technical complexity. Procurement delivery methods. Key requirements for selection. Identifying the client, his needs and objectives. Also, identifying the parties involved. Define it in a way that has no bias. Procurement systems. Project risk and liability. The nature of any project is very risky, but each project carries its own set of additional risks that may be based on an aggressive schedule or a particular location or politically charged environment. Traditional procurement. When to use traditional procurement. Complex projects. Consultant design is warranted. Client wants to appoint owners and designers separately. Price certainty wanted before construction. Product quality required. Balance of risk placed between client and constructor. Advantages of traditional procurement. Many options. All tendering contractors bid at the same time. Greater than justice. Client has direct influence. Certainty of price as soon as you get contract. Changes in contract easily applied. This method is familiar in the market. Disadvantages of traditional procurement. Project cannot start before design phase is finished. Overall project can take longer. Client can't make updates to the design by the contractor in construction phase. BC it was not done during the design stage. Design and build. When to use design build. Building functional rather than aesthetic. Building is simple. Brief or scope is likely to change. Single organization takes responsibility for risk of design and construction. Simpler projects with inexperienced clients. Common in repeated work and prefabricated. Advantages of design and build. reduces the need to provide resources and time by providing designers and contractors together. Final price in beginning stimulates innovations and reduces time and cost. Disadvantages of design and build. Changes in project after design state costly, difficult to compare between bids. Design required by limited standard contracts available. Client should understand conditions of project at an early stage. Client has no experience in preparation of work or understanding the market. Management procurement. Commonly used in fast-track projects, large complex projects of long duration, also used in problematic circumstances. Categories: management, contracting, construction management, design and manage. Advantages of management procurement. Early involvement of contractor. Overlapping between design and construction saves time. Design flexibility throughout project's duration. Disadvantages of management procurement. Risks passed to client. Quality on-site difficult to manage. Reduction in cost. Certainty more expensive. When to use management procurement. Contractor hired to manage entire project. Fees are paid by contractor. Benefits a client who cares about quality, time and key objectives. Management contracting. Construction method. Advantages of construction management. Client will work directly with contractor. High degree of cost control. Client participation in contract from beginning to end. Owner involvement with all parties. Design and manage. Similar strategy to management contracting. Contractor paid fee to manage and assume responsibility not only for the works and contractors but also for the design and design team. Advantages of design and manage. Disadvantages of design and manage. No clarity in cost. Client loses direct control over quality of design that's under constructor. Client has to supervise ongoing work. Needs experience. Cost reimbursement. Collaborative procurement.